A year and a half ago, I uploaded this video detailing all the Minecraft packs that I personally use every day, and after receiving this comment right here, I figured it's been long enough and maybe I should make an updated version. So ladies and gentlemen, today we'll be going over a list of my 50 plus must-have Minecraft packs that I can't play the game without. The title says mods, but we'll also be covering resource packs as well as data packs, since those are just as important. We're also nearing 200,000 subscribers, so hit that sub button and let's jump into it. Starting off with the mods of the video, we have a top 3 mod of all time called Easy Shulker Boxes. This mod allows you to use shulkers from your inventory, so you can put items inside, take them out, and being able to manage your inventory without the hassle of constantly putting the box down and needing to pick it back up. Cubes Without Borders is going to add a borderless windowed mode to Minecraft, allowing me to tab out of the game without my screen closing, which is super useful if you have a dual monitor setup. Status Effect Bars is a mod that I'm really baffled isn't in vanilla, but essentially whenever you take a status effect like poison or something from potions, you get an icon like this at the top of your screen. And this mod is just going to add a little progress bar to that, so that anytime you get an effect, you don't need to open your inventory to see how long it lasts. Detail Armor Bar is a small one, but it changes the color of your armor bar depending on what kind of armor you have equipped, and this even works with enchanted items as well as the Elytra. Litematica lets me save my builds as schematics and gives me detailed lists on what materials I would need to rebuild them, and overall it just helps me port anything I create in creative to my survival worlds. Axiom in the same vein allows me to build much faster thanks to its built-in building tools, and it only took me around 20 hours to make something like this, being a hockey arena, thanks to Axiom, and it was a really fun side project too. Panorama allows me to take panoramic screenshots in my world and use those at the title screen, for example with the hockey arena that we just talked about. World Playtime and Cherished Worlds make managing your worlds much better. From a glance, I can see how much I've played a world to know whether it's important or not, and I can also favorite that world to prevent it from being deleted, and also have it appear at the top above all my other saves. Tiny item animations is something I get a lot of comments about, but it basically just adds an animation in your inventory for whenever you grab an item with your cursor, and I think it looks really nice. Armor Stand Arms makes all armor stands generate with arms by default. Seriously, why is this not just a base feature in Java Edition? Because armor stands quite literally are missing features like being able to hold items without it. Cave Dust simply adds atmospheric dust to all underground caves, making things look a bit more immersive and spooky. Right-click Harvest makes hoes less worthless by allowing you to mass harvest crops when using them, essentially just giving them a secondary use. This also will auto-plant new seeds for you, which is incredible. Zoomify is your typical zoom mod for Java Edition. I just so happen to think that this is the best one, and I love the customization that comes with it. Subtle Effects is an effects mod that adds a bit too much for me to possibly go over in this video, but just know that it adds some nice immersive details to your world that I enjoy a lot. Continuity adds connected textures to Minecraft, aka the mod you need if you plan on building with glass and don't want it to be ugly. Better F3 is another top 3 mod for me, and it allows me to customize the F3 screen down to the tiniest details. This is what my configuration looks like, and I truly can't go back to vanilla. Better Statistics Screen is a mod that I didn't know I needed, but it so greatly optimizes your statistics screen to not simply be a text monster and makes it much more interesting to look at and cycle through. Particle Rain is a customizable weather mod that makes rain and snow look much less ugly than before, and famously comes with sandstorm weather effects when inside of arid biomes instead of the sky simply getting dark when raining in vanilla. Horseman adds a slew of quality of life additions to horses. They no longer block your view when riding, you can mine blocks on horseback without the mining penalty, horses can swim with you on their back, which yes is a real thing in real life, you can traverse through leaves with no problem, and the mod even adds a copper horn for you to call your horse to you at any time. Unfortunately, this mod isn't updated past 1.21.1 just yet, but I'm very much in love with it. Lighty allows me to visually check the light levels for all blocks around me without needing to manually stand on each block and read my F3 screen to be able to tell whether mobs can spawn there or not. Bookshelf Inspector makes interacting with chiseled bookshelves actually viable, as you can see what you're grabbing from the shelf simply by looking at it. This should definitely be a vanilla feature. FreeCam is an excellent building tool that allows you to get good looks at your builds as you progress without needing to build outwards or run far away to see how things are coming along. Just make sure you turn this setting on in the mod menu to make sure you don't accidentally cheat with it being able to phase through blocks. Speaking of mod menu, how have I not spoken about mod menu yet? It's basically one of the most integral mods on this list, as it allows you to visually see what mods you have installed in game and also allows you to tweak their settings. I wasn't planning on featuring things like performance and support mods in this video, but this one is so integral to modding as a whole that I had to slap it in there. While we're at it, why not talk about Iris Shaders, which allows you to run shaders alongside complementary shaders, which I have customized with my own settings. I have a video on the config specifically, but it's also present in my Vanilla Perfected mod pack. Elytra trims add something Mojang should have added with the armor trims update, and makes elytras customizable. You can dye them like leather armor, trim them up, and truly make them your own personalized item. Glowing Torch Flower is an excellent mod because it makes the sniffer not useless anymore, as it now provides a flower that gives off actual light that prevents mobs from spawning. And before someone in the comments says, Demon Joe, torch flowers exist in real life and don't actually emit light. Yeah, well, I don't know if you realize this, but frogs, bees, and spiders exist in real life too, but they aren't actually this humongous. So I don't know, go complain about that instead. Pickup Notifier is a mod that I've used since almost the first ever day I started modding Minecraft, and all it essentially does is gives you a tiny pop-up at the bottom of your screen to let you know how much of a material you've gathered in a certain time span. Better Advancements doesn't actually add any advancements to the game, but just makes the screen for looking at them not as tiny, which is excellent especially if you're using mods that add new ones. Flashback is my go-to mod when it comes to getting cinematic shots for anything in Minecraft, and although I use this mainly for videos, many people could use this to showcase their builds on social media or maybe help get better screenshots. For some reason, many people don't know this, but not all resource packs that are made for older versions are completely useless on new ones. For example, this resource pack was last updated for 1.18, but works perfectly fine for 1.21.5. That's where the No Resource Pack Warnings mod comes into play, so the game can finally stop bothering me with this annoying pop-up every time I go to use new resource packs. Fast Item Frames does a lot of things. It changes item frames from entities into blocks, which increases performance, but also allows you to dye them different colors, as well as make them invisible if you'd like to have items immersively laying on tables, for example. For my last mod, and finally one that isn't simply quality of life, we have Dungeons and Taverns. I have a long history with this pack, and it kinda single-handedly got my channel rolling, but it adds an incredible amount of Minecraft Dungeons-inspired structures to your world, which makes exploring so much fun. It even adds unique enchantments for you to find as well, so there's proper incentive to go out and explore. Moving on over to data packs, we only have a few, starting with Anti-Enderman Grief, which as the name suggests, prevents Endermen specifically from griefing your world by picking up blocks. This is especially useful when terraforming or working on big projects, and to prevent your blocks from constantly being stolen. Next, I have another one from Vanilla Tweaks, which is Wandering Trades, which allows the Wandering Trader to sell you mini blocks that you can use for detailing throughout your world. They have a version of this where you can just use the Stonecutter if you want to, but I personally like making the Wandering Trader an exciting occurrence instead of him being boring all the time like normal. Lastly, I always use all mob heads on any world that I play. This is much better than the Vanilla Tweaks version, as it adds a completely new advancements page detailing all the heads that you've obtained, what their drop chances are, and which ones you have yet to collect. It's absolutely the best data pack in the game in my opinion, and I absolutely adore it. Over now to resource packs, we have what is the most important of them all, Vanilla Tweaks. I'll leave a download link featuring all modifications that I use in this pack, but here are the important ones. The Item Stitching Fix, Carrot Hunger Bar, Smaller Crosshair, Ashless Campfires, Endless Enrods, Alternate Bedrock, Classic Netherite, Unique Painting Items, Lower Fire, 3D Mace, and much more. Fresh Animations is of course next, and will animate all the mobs in your game so everything isn't quite moving so stiff, and I pair this with the Fresh Animations object extension, which gives minecarts wheels, boats now have an animation on land, and chests have an animation when opening. There is a UI bug with the chest however, and this is fixed by using the pack Braze Chest GUI Fix. Next is Recolorful Containers, as it completely redoes all of the UI elements for blocks like crafting tables, shulker boxes, ender chests, and even your regular inventory. Enchant Icons assigns a unique icon to every enchantment in the game, and quite frankly, I've used this pack for so long I've forgotten what enchantments look like by default. Enchanted Books Recovered is slightly related, as it will change the book covers for all the enchanted books in the game, so you can tell what they are at a glance without needing to highlight your mouse over them every single time. Armor Stands Reimagined turns armor stands from looking like twigs glued together into an actual dummy model built for holding heavy armor and weaponry. Fancy Crops does as the name suggests and updates the look of all the crops in the game, and in my opinion this is similar to Enchant Icons in the sense that I've used it for so long, it just looks vanilla to me now. Simple grass flowers would detail the ground that you walk on with random flower textures, stones, and overall just make big fields of grass look way less boring and nicer to look at. It even works in areas like mushroom fields and the nether. Animated Totem is self-explanatory. It makes your totem look as though it's alive and blinking at you. Generally, it just makes these little guys less boring while holding onto them for days at a time. Crafty's capitalized font is probably what my channel is most known for when it comes to resource packs, as I've been using this font pack since some of my first ever videos on the channel. It's not that I dislike the Minecraft font, but this one just looks really nice to me, and I've never bothered to change it. Enchantment Glows adds a very nice looking actions and stuff outline to all of your enchanted gear, and it's probably the best looking one I've seen thus far, as it really replicates that actions and stuff feel. Owl's Creepers Revamp changes the awful default creeper texture into something more modern, and even mixes in creeper variants depending on the biome they spawned in, with the snowy creeper being my favorite. Owl's Enderman Revamped adds the Enderman models from Minecraft Dungeons to the game with full fresh animation support, and they even come with unique sounds compared to others if you're running the Entity Sound Features mod. For our last pack of the video, we have Owl's Dungeon Boss Bars, which is overall a very subtle change, but man does it look so much cleaner than default, yet not overly designed like some other packs nowadays. And with that said, everybody, that is my updated list of the must-have Minecraft mods that I can't live without. Some of these are probably older packs that you may recognize, while others are incredibly new and have existed for only a couple weeks now. My taste is constantly changing, but what doesn't change is my amazement at some of the content this community can pump out from Minecraft. All these packs are absolutely fantastic, and their download links will be in the description, and huge thanks to all of these mod authors for the work that they do, for allowing not only me to enjoy Minecraft more, but for you guys as well. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys next time.